Sherwood Forest was alive with the song of summertime birds. The greenery of the leaves was bright in their summer zenith. Being around the 1st of May meant that the air was warm and the forest was alive and teeming with all manner of life. The oaks and the thorn bushes, the rowan and the beech, all come alive for the greening of the May. Robin Hood and Little John were walking through Sherwood Forest on a fine May morning when they came upon a split in the trail they were walking on. Robin and John looked at each other, and in the merry spirit of May, they made a plan. Little John was to take one road, and Robin was to take the other, and they would see what merriment and revelry they might strike up or find upon their separate roads. Robin Hood walked down the trail that led off into the forest alone, finding the greenery to be just as joyous as ever. Before long, he came across a hideous sight. There, sitting at the base of an old oak tree, sat a man in armor that was covered with hair. He wore a mask and a cowl made of horsehide with the ears of a mule sewn on top. The armor covered in hair of many creatures gave the man a foreboding look. The man stood upon seeing Robin Hood. The man was large and muscular, and the tallest man Robin had ever seen. He carried a broadsword and a large dagger along with him, and a tall yew longbow. Being his cheerful self, Robin greeted the loathsome stranger as he would any fellow along the road. The man only replied that his name was Sir Guy of Gisborne, and that he was in the service of the Sheriff of Nottingham, and that he was hunting one Robin Hood. Robin Hood had heard of Sir Guy of Gisborne, and that he was the most feared and dreaded in all of England for his barbarism. Robin was quick to think of the means of distracting the stranger. He pointed to the yew longbow that sat alongside the old oak. Robin thus explained that the country yeomen of Nottinghamshire are renowned for their skills in archery. Robin quickly challenged Sir Guy to an archery contest. Sir Guy, not knowing of whom he was speaking, laughed in the face of this little ragged and worn man of the forest, believing he to be better in all respects. Robin paced 50 yards before grabbing a hold of a stick no wider than a man's thumb. He carved the end into the point and then stuck it into the bark of the old oak. Sir Guy laughed at the audacity this man had to challenge him. He quickly raised his bow and aimed at the stick. He let loose the arrow and missed. Sir Guy cursed and spat before knocking another arrow. This time, he took a long draw and aimed carefully. He fired and missed, while he cursed again and again. Robin then knocked an arrow and let it fly at the stick on the old oak tree. His arrow hit right in the center, splitting the twig in half. At this moment, Guy of Gisborne knew of whom he was dealing with. He was facing Robin Hood himself. He drew his sword and thrust at Robin Hood. Robin was quick to dodge Sir Guy's assault and quickly drew his own sword from under his green cloak. Never before had all of Nottinghamshire seen such a battle. Swing after swing and near miss upon yet another cut. Sir Guy became impatient and charged too hastily, but Robin, knowing the greenwood all too well, knew of a root that stood just between them. Sir Guy tripped upon this root, and Robin Hood was able to behead him with a single blow. With Sir Guy of Gisborne dead, Robin devised a plan. He quickly took the hairy armor and the foreboding horse-skin cowl off the body and put it on himself. Robin then took Sir Guy's horse and rode off to Nottingham. Upon reaching Nottingham, the people of the town fled in fear, thinking that it was Sir Guy who had approached, carrying the head of Robin Hood. But in fact, it was Robin carrying the head of Sir Guy. The sheriff came into the town square to celebrate what he believed to be the beheading of Robin Hood. The sheriff gave Robin all of the reward money, and in turn, Robin gave Sir Guy's head over in a small sack. Before the sheriff could look in the bag and see whose head it actually was, Robin had already made his way back to Sherwood with the reward money in hand.